Hello and welcome back to
the Zak
and Buzz
Review.
Traitors.
Traitors, you know.
Episode 2.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
We're doing a review.
We'll work on that for next time.
Yeah, we will. Okay.
Okay, so we did our first review, and it was left on a
bit of a knife edge.
It was.
Bit of a knife edge. The predictions were that Linda was going to get banished.
That's it.
Shock horror.
She didn't.
She didn't.
I honestly thought she did. Now, obviously, when you're recording a program like this, it's all recorded, it's edited well. But I honestly thought at that table, she was going to be going out.
Yeah.
But then it kept coming up for Nathan, didn't it?
I know.
Nathan.
I was actually surprised because the evidence was pretty strong.
It was, but the problem is
she was going to get banished.
The problem is you've got it. I'm a viewer. And I'm watching it, and they only show you kind of what they want to show you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
there is
the
that.
way they cut it together, and they cut that moment when she looked towards Claudia. So that's pretty convincing from a viewer's point of view. Whether that was convincing for
at the time
for the majority of people sitting around the table is a different thing. But it was something that was thrown up.
It did seem to be that obviously Nathan went. It did throw a bit of uncertainty into the rest of them.
Yeah, I think
they were like,
oh crap.
Yeah. And that did throw up a couple of ideas with people thinking that people were overreacting and things.
Well, this is the problem with this game, isn't it? I said, well, it's not a problem. It's the way the game evolves, and it evolves around the personalities of the people. And of course, one thing even the producers of the program can't control is the personalities of the people. Yeah. They can certainly, when you have the auditions.
Yeah.
You can put them through and see and choose who you think, but at the end of the day, they're going to react maybe differently to how you expect.
Exactly.
And of course, that does throw people out around that table. You know, making them think. So yeah, we almost lost Linda, but we lost Nathan.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, first faithful out.
It's a slippery slope now.
It is, which means that then they had to. Do their
murderous work.
Well, they do their murderous work. Yeah, they had to go off after the banishment. They had to then go and decide who they were going to kill off. And
unfortunately, the murder was
Keith.
Karate Keith.
Karate.
He was a good guy, and that was exactly the reasoning. He was a good character, a strong character to have in the mix.
Again, for the viewers, we don't get the hours around the characters that they do.
Of course we don't.
So, they're sitting there going, oh, he's such a likeable guy, such an honest guy. Of course, we don't get the benefit of having that amount of time with these individuals. So
we just get a snapshot of their day.
Yeah. So obviously they all felt that he was very much a father figure. And again, it suddenly throws, oh my God, they've killed him off. They killed off...
If he's been killed off, that means I'm not going to be safe either.
Killed off Yin for obvious reasons. Yep. And then Keith, nice guy all round, boom, he's out of the... that's going to make...
It's anyone's game at this point.
It's going to make everybody sort of scratch their heads and think...
Second guess everything. Exactly. Everyone.
Exactly.
So, moving on to the challenge.
Yes. The challenge for the money.
I found this one quite an interesting challenge because...
The giant hooded...
they had to destroy the giant hooded traitor in order to basically avoid any murders.
Murders that night.
Yes,
they had to get 500 kilos of gunpowder.
Well, they say
gunpowder.
I
don't think it really was.
So, I don't want to say it's a problem, but I felt it was incredibly, would have been incredibly difficult to actually get 500 kilograms of gunpowder, considering the way they showed them performing.
Yeah, and again, we didn't know the distance that the caskets for the gunpowder were away from places. They obviously did. Did they blow up 1 or 2 gunpowders? They definitely blew up 1. I wasn't sure if they blew up 2.
I'm not sure, but
the thing is, okay, so if I'm at the gym and I haven't, I'll just use this as an example. If I'm at the gym and I haven't got you to spot me, I never go over on the bench press 100 kilos without a spotter. Yeah. So I'll bench press 100 kilos. They're getting asked to do 500 kilos. That's 5 times that amount of weight
between them
in these little buckets and little bags.
Yeah, which means I would take that as you need multiple trips.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
To get it all.
What do you reckon? Looking at that bag, looking at the gunpowder, sort of sandy stuff. I don't know, 10 kilos a bucket, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, some of them would like taking like one bucket between them.
Well, there was a couple of the ladies were carrying one small bag.
Yeah.
Between them,
yeah.
You know, so that's a lot of trips. I honestly didn't think they would have done it.
No, and
in 30 minutes.
Of course,
that's the other
yeah.
At the
yeah.
time,
They had
30 minutes plus. That was 30 minutes with several of them engaged in dragging back the £1,000 chests of money.
Which, of course,
I think they got 7 of those, didn't they?
They had to answer the questions
Yep.
Around the game and stuff to get the money and the gunpowder.
So they had the 7 caskets of 1,000,
Yeah.
which they've had to get back, as well as get the 500 kilos. Yeah, I just didn't think they'd do it.
Yeah, I'm sceptical as to the reality of the way they made that explode, because I was like,
well, it was just...
it was a silly explosion, but like...
when they were doing it, they would never have had any explosive incendiary devices there.
I know.
You know, so...
But I feel it incredibly difficult to believe that they actually did it.
Yeah.
For 500 kilograms.
500 kilograms.
Half that, maybe, but 500...
Well, you could see inside the barrel there was a red line.
Yeah.
It was coming up to... And some of them were tipping it out.
Everyone.
Getting it in the actual barrel. But there you go. It is what it is. They did it.
Nitpick, yeah. But
they did it.
Against the odds, they managed to do it.
And they topped up... I think they almost doubled what they'd already got. So I think they've got about 13,000 off the top of my head.
We'll have to check that.
We'll check that out as we go. But yes, so they completed their task. No murders.
No murders.
No kills.
Oh dear. For the traitors.
The traitors, which when they had their conclave felt that they'd kind of been robbed a bit. But it did mean that there was still a banishment.
Yes, so there was the round table aspect.
Now
still try and negotiate.
Yeah. So
everyone is not safe. There is no shields yet.
We keep getting these little bits where they're like going off in groups and talking to each other.
Kind of in the interim.
Yeah, and then they come back for the banishment. And that's where, especially tonight, I always find it a bit odd. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's just a game show.
Yeah.
Okay, but they get so, especially the ladies.
Yeah.
Maybe the men as well. But the ladies get very emotional.
So emotionally...
And very emotionally...
engaged with it, yeah.
And Ellen, bless her, because, I mean, she's a faithful. You know, we knew she was a faithful. The viewers know she was a faithful. But still, tears.
Gushing
shaking.
everywhere. Yeah.
And you think, this is still a game show. I don't know why. You know, if I'm sitting around a table and I'm playing a board game.
Yeah, playing a board game, yeah.
So,
you can get a Traitors board game, by the way.
Which we haven't played yet. But for example, over the Christmas period, we did play cockroach poker.
Yeah.
And if you never played cockroach poker before, be careful how you say that, it's all about lying, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
No, it is. Or is it? No, it's about lying and telling the truth.
Yeah.
And about trying to deceive and mislead people. So then that's why I brought it up. But ultimately, whether you're lying and you've been caught out, or whether you're telling the truth and you've been called, the thing is, you just go, yeah, all right.
It's a game.
It's a game.
But did you notice, though, how when they obviously voted for Ellen, that they were like banishing her?
The tension was built.
Tension was built. But then as soon as she got to the podium, she seemed relatively fine.
Well, I think the thing is...
For the reveal.
Maybe... Well, there was another little item on that reveal I'll come to in a second, but I think... Maybe I don't know if they work themselves up in the pressure. Is it because they've spent a lot of time together? And I don't know.
Well, you say that, but I always find it incredibly, I say strange, but how they always apologise after voting for someone.
That's a good point.
And I'm like,
a very good point. Zak.
That's the game. You've got to do this. It's
okay.
Like, it serves no personal purpose other than to make you feel less bad about your decision.
I've put down Zak. I don't know why, Zak, but I just think that you're a traitor.
And I really hope you're not.
I really hope you're not, but if you aren't, then I'm really sorry. Because you're a really nice guy.
And I voted for you, Buzz, and that's because there was just this like ebbing feeling. I could just feel it in my stomach that there's something you're just not telling me.
I hope
I'm
telling you the truth. I'm a faithful.
I hope you are.
I'm a faithful.
I really hope you are, but I'm still voting.
Look, shall I cry? I'm a faithful. Right? Yeah, it is very odd, but I also think that it's not necessarily directed at the people they're voting for.
Yeah.
I think they know everybody else is watching them.
Yeah, so that's when it becomes so complex.
I'm voting for you, but I think you're a real diamond geezer.
You're the best person ever, except I think you're a traitor.
Which reflects that I'm trying to say I'm a really nice person. And
that's what it is.
I'm a really nice person, and I don't really want to vote for anybody, you know.
But you've got to.
Because I'm not a traitor. I'm a faithful.
Still sceptical.
I think it's like that. Actually, we should do that. What? You know, well, I think we should sort of like each decide what we would be.
Yeah.
And then see during our reviews if we can speculate what the other person has put down.
I like that.
At the end of the reviews, we can say, I'm on this.
Exactly. That'd be funny. We'll work that out for the next episode.
Anyway, so yes, poor old Ellen, with all her shivering and shaking and tears and pleading.
Another one bites the dust. She was banished.
But that was the thing I was just going to mention. We used about her not being, she's a bit more composed at the podium. Mm-hmm. And that's probably because you've stepped away from the table.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
But they didn't actually ask her what they normally ask. They normally say, have you got anything you want to say before you reveal? Yeah. Yeah. But they just said, reveal. So she really didn't get the opportunity to say, I've had a really nice time, I love you all. Well, she did say that. But, they normally have a little speech, don't they?
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, she was a faithful. Mm-hmm. And she has gone. Mm-hmm. So they are shooting a bit wild at the moment. Mm-hmm. No murders, though.
No murders tonight.
Exactly.
We do, however, have to talk about what happened when the traitors actually got together.
Yes.
This was a very interesting interaction.
Yeah.
Because on one side you had Armani, who is the very loud, very over-emphasised...
I'm the leader of the gang.
The over-emphasising one
that
we talked about in the previous
She
video.
really feels like she's the leader.
Like the commander of
the troops.
The conversation, the room, everything.
She wants to control the faithful, but she also wants to control the traitors as well.
She wants to be in command of the game.
She wants to be running everything.
I think she made a fatal error in the fact that she basically said, hi, you other two traitors, I think you need to really step up your game.
Step up your game.
Step up your game. You're not really trying hard enough. I'm doing everything here.
I think Mina, of all people, took that bad.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I think Mina will shoot you in the back as soon as she gets the chance.
That was the thing. Her name was actually brought up a few times after the round table.
What are you talking about?
Armani, yes. Which is very interesting. It's spun a very interesting web for the next episode.
Yeah. So the thing is, in Mina's shoes at that point, I probably wouldn't go and say anything to Linda.
Yep.
I'd probably make sure I'm in a group that's got Linda and Armani missing.
Yeah.
And then maybe just, as a traitor, just keep dropping Armani's name in there.
You need to really... I think at the current time, we're only 2 episodes in, you need to seed that suggestion with the faithfuls.
The spotlight isn't on Mina.
No, not at all.
Not at all, but it is on Armani. And if I was Mina...
And let's not forget Linda from the...
Yeah. But I think because Armani's being so loud, I think if in Mina's shoes, I'd be kind of trying to steer people towards voting for her as a kind of a direct stab in the back. Let's face it, it's a game, and as the traitors, you can't all... Well, you can share the money if you could all get to the end.
Yeah, but how likely is that?
But I don't actually think Armani will make the distance anyway.
But anything can change.
Anything can
change. This is like, of all the games, a very uncertain game.
This is a good one.
It's very exciting.
Yes, very exciting, and only 2 episodes in, and it's already creating a lot of discussion.
So, who do we think is going to get banished in the next episode?
Next episode, I still think Linda is up there. Obviously, we don't know what the chit-chat's going on. I did notice it was... the lad with the tall guy with the big hairdo. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Who gets the paintings down for Claudia. He did take, I think it was Kaz to one side in one room, just between them, and said, "We need to lay a trap."
Right. Okay.
And I'm thinking he's pointing towards Armani.
Okay, you say that, but bringing up
Kaz
was very much in the headlights.
He's taking a lot of heat
at the round table as well, but it did just sway, I think, because of Ellen's reaction, that Ellen got banished. It was a very close call between her and
Wasn't
Kaz.
that a bit of a shot in the foot for Linda again? Because Linda, she said, "Kaz, I don't believe you're a traitor. I am 100% sure you are faithful." But somebody else brought that up and said she was a very, very definite that he's a faithful.
Yeah, at this point in the game, it's very hard. I think it's a misstep to say that somebody is 100% faithful, because you haven't known them enough.
Well, I think it's the only person
you don't know them
who
enough.
could accidentally say that is a traitor, because the traitor would know that they're a faithful.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think that might tip it towards Linda again. So I think it's going to be Linda, Armani, or Kaz.
I feel like as a group, they're not going to have the confidence to go against Armani at this point. I think it might be Kaz that goes out in the next episode.
However, just to put one other thing before we finish, is those traitors might get one of those really annoying games to play where they got to bump somebody off.
Oh, they've got to murder in plain sight.
Last time it was to get them to drink out of a glass, you see, and they might do that to them, and that will change the whole thing, won't it?
Yeah, because that was it in the first. I think it was the first season. It was like a hug or something, like a kiss on the cheek or something like that. But in this last one, it was drinking out of a different glass.
Well, then everybody's trying to remember who gave them a drink.
Yeah,
you know. So if they pull one like that, I think Armani is probably likely to blow it because she's so loud. And obvious in what she does.
That is the case.
Maybe not as a normal person, but she's taken it on as her character, if you like.
If she suddenly changes that attitude, something's up.
Yeah. So there we go. I think that's it. So all to play for at the moment.
It was a good episode. I really enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed it. Had us hooked. So let's look forward to episode 3 of Traitors.
If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe to this channel and comment below any suggestions.
Please comment. We want to know
further reviews.
Who do you think
you'd like
to see? Who do you think's going to go out next?
Diddle-dum.
Let us know. Diddle-dum. Yeah. Anyway, see you in the next one.